Let's celebrate. There's a party going on right here, a celebration to last throughout the years. So bring your good times and your laughter too. We're gonna celebrate your party with you. Come on now. Let's all celebrate and have a good time. We're gonna celebrate and have a good time. It's time to come together. It's up to you.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost.
Join us in the heart of personal transformation with Level Up Circle TV, your exclusive gateway to unlocking your inner potential and achieving extraordinary results. This TV show is your secret weapon for personal and professional development, packed with valuable insights, expert advice, and real-life success stories. Are you ready to take the leap and transform your life? Don't just watch, participate. Tune in, take notes, and then take action. The journey to your greatest self starts here. So, get inspired, get motivated, and get ready to level up. Join us and let's embark on this transformative adventure together. Click that remote and let's start making your dreams a reality. I'm so excited. Guys, look at these amazing souls. Look at these 26 other amazing people. And one of them is here with us tonight, Dr. Boese. But let me just introduce to you what's happening. So every single purchase of the book, when you purchase this book, we are meeting 5 out of 17 United Nations goals. That is quality of education, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, climate action, and of course, life on land. And every single purchase will give not only our co-author, okay, especially if you have Prime, not only our co-author a tree that I wanted to get for them, but also you're giving back farmers a job, okay? This will be going on for a while right now. It's going to go all the way till June, guys. It's all the way till June we're doing it. We're going to actually, hopefully, crossing your finger, nothing's going to change. You will meet us if you are in San Diego around June 15-ish. We will have our on-ground, face-to-face, in real life signing with a bunch of other authors. Right now, I see 5 signups out of 27, but you'll never know. I mean, we still have time, right? But this is what we're doing. And if you want to purchase a tree on your own for us as well under Level Up, because we're going to continue helping farmers get a job. We're going to continue even with this book. And then our next anthology starting in May 1st, that is called Moving Beyond Boxes. It's going to be led by my sister Susanna, but nothing's really changed other than who's leading what. You get the same thing as what you are getting in terms of editing, Zoom, networking, TV shows. I'm creating a podcast circuit. So if you are in our Thrivers community and you have activities, I will be putting those on so that anybody who wants to be in our podcast community, you can be a guest for each one of us. And that means to you that you can have more opportunities to be seen and heard so you can provide your message and your value to the earth. We're also going to have courses coming out soon. This Tuesday, Dr. Michelle Boese also will have a class, and I'll put the QR code in a minute, and where you could register. It is a mini masterclass, and it's really an extension of what we are doing for Level Up Academy. And it's all about helping business owners on being an entrepreneur, being a responsible entrepreneur when it comes to IRS and taxes and all the good stuff. Okay? Are you guys ready? Oh, it's upside down. Look what I got. Look what I got. There are some things that I definitely will tell Amazon to fix it. Like the back, this one is, oh, you can't see. I'm gonna have to get my background out so you all can see what it really does look like. So let's take a look with no background. Man, I was pretending I was at the beach. So if you can see in the back, my logo is kind of fainted, so we need to redo that. I also tried to just do the front, the cover with a little bit of here, different colors. I don't know if I like the different colors, but it is okay for now. I really love that it's thick book. You can actually take it with you at any time and read everyone's chapter. It is #1 international bestseller, and also the cover is there. And what it looks like inside, guys. Oh man, it's too bright for the thing to see. But it's literally what you see on ebook. And then of course our copyright page, our dedication. Oh, there you go. And then of course the table of contents, okay? For those of you who are co-authors in this book, Crystal, yours of course started there, and then mine is at the end. In here, I own my own ISBN. This is not from Amazon, because Amazon usually will give you for free. And for some reason, we did not tell them, okay, to put my name on every single dang page, because I think I own my ISBN, so they added my name here, and then Beyond Boundaries up. So the next time you'll see this book, the book is only available for 7 days until next week Sunday at this price. It will come back with a higher price, maybe in about 2 to 3 weeks, and then it will be physically available at Barnes & Noble's, Powell's, and every other major distribution by June 15th. But we are going to pre-sell the book. It's just that it's not going to be $9.99. It's going to be, I don't know, depending on what the pricing is going to be. We're actually using someone else to make sure that our book comes out. So there's definitely little things that I want to change. And then, of course, maybe even a little harder book cover. I'm not sure yet. But this is what you get right now if you actually do it. So I'm reading chapters from everyone's chapters again, just to make sure. And I'm so excited to share this with you and to the world so you guys can get inspiration. For those of you who are co-authors and you have not done your Author Central, please do. And all you got to do for the authors, call Amazon and you will say, hey, my name is listed on the back of the book. Please add me as an author of this book. And they will add that with no problem. But today, other than the book, yay, we're talking about must-know tax tips for business owners. So if you are a business owner and you are here in the USA, there's a lot of rules and regulations that Uncle Sam, IRS, is putting on us. And I wanted to specifically talk about calculations, like pro rata calculations and percentages of what portion of your home. Like for myself, I work at home. For some gigapreneurs and solopreneurs, you work at home. but you have a dedicated office that you actually use for business. So what you do, there's two ways that you can actually use your home business for IRS purposes when it comes to pro rata. The first one is square footage, and how it works, and I'm making it super simplified. So how it works is, let's say that your home has 1,000 square footage, like the whole entire home, right? You actually will divide that space square footage by the entire home. So let's say that your room that you are in is 250 square feet. And your home is actually, the whole entire home is 1,000 square feet. Obviously, you're not going to do business in the kitchen or in the living room unless that's the only place you actually do it. But you got to measure that square footage. But this is my measurement on like quick and dirty, right? So if your entire home is 1,000 square foot and literally your office is 250 square feet, that means your percentages that you can deduct for your home business is 25%. The second method that you can use to get deductions is called number of rooms method. So let's say that your home has 4 bedrooms and you're dedicating one of your bedroom as your home office, right? And let's say that they're all similar in square footage, or at least really close to each other. I know this is an ideal example, so you get the point. You have 4 rooms in your house and 1 room you use for what? Home office. Then you get that same square footage of 25%. Now, I'm not going to go into details in terms of what's the maximum square footage you can deduct in your home office, because Dr. Boese will talk to you about that. We're also going to talk a little bit on direct expense and what kind of expenses you can use that you can deduct that you're using for your home business tonight. And then that's pretty much it. Are you guys ready for Dr. Boese? Dr. Boese, give me a thumbs up if you're ready. She could hear me. There's a thumbs up. All right. Thumbs up. How are you? How are you? Like, I haven't seen you in forever. Just last night, right?
Right. Just, a couple hours ago. Coffee chat, nothing else to do.
No, you don't sleep. Who needs sleep? Nobody needs sleep. That's so funny. So talk to me about, first of all, why are you the best person to actually talk about taxes and accounting and all that? Tell us a little bit of your background.
Oh, my background. You're making me think. This is not fun. Where am I? My background. I've done accounting for 50 years. I spent 20 of it isolated in taxes. And that was basically back in the 90s. I did that every day. I handled all of the tax law changes, which were once a week by the IRS. I was in California, so the state of California would do once a month changes, but the IRS does once a week. So you're always briefing across the entire library of all the tax laws. I became very astute in tax law, and clientele was attorneys and judges, which amazed me because that's kind of their line. But they stop in to see me, have their taxes done, but to discuss things about tax law. But my background, I took from I do entrepreneurship. I've had several companies. I create them and I work with people to take them into the next level. That's why I create companies and I've had a record company. I've taken them to the next level. And that's what I really did. Is all this time I've been doing startup companies, people that want to go into business because they are working at the latter end of their career. And that means policemen, firemen. Sometimes in careers, you have a extension to about 40 to 45 in those type of jobs due to the physical beating that your body takes in a police work and in fireman's work. And I come from a family that is in that business. So by the time you're 40 and 45, you can't do your pension until you're 65. So it was putting them into business. What are they really good at? What they like, what they want to explore. That's where I started to do heavy work and startup in business. And the number one thing that I worked with is, taxes, their home office. And the rule nowadays in a home office is a maximum of 300 square feet. And the way that you determine the percentage that you use is how often you use the office. And in some businesses, it's seasonal. So it's not uncommon to use 6 months, which is 50%, instead of an entire year. There's also very short seasons that are only 3 months long, and that's 25%. And you take 300 square feet times $5, then it's times the percent. 25%, 50%, 75% usage, 100% usage. That's what you do in simplified calculation for your home office. The instructions are in the IRS circulation, and you look up how to calculate home office deduction, and it will give you plenty of information. But yes, your office is deductible, and the supplies in your office. Of course, you're doing an internet job. Okay, you either have a drop off from whoever you order from, you'll have drop ship is what it's called, or you do inventory in your garage. All of us have lived there. The collection, selling our used or our very gently used materials that we have, our children's bicycle that they didn't take with them. Oh yes. And don't worry, I've seen my in-laws, my brother-in-law, put their unbelievable bedroom set. I looked at that. I was on the phone. I looked at that and I go, way to go, Charlie. Love it. Then I went and saw him. It's awesome. But this is what you can do. And it is entrepreneurship. And bookkeeping is not that difficult. It just sounds like it is. Trust me, it's foreign. IRS is not your best buddy. So putting it together is what I do. I work with people one-on-one. I work with you on the internet. It's just how I basically met Dr. CJ here.
Yeah, classes. Right? Yeah.
Trust me.
We love teaching, and accounting is really, you need to have really mad skills to teach accounting. I've taught a couple of accounting classes, like the basic debits and credits and, all of those things, and T accounts and, balancing and account statement and all of that. But then, it's just, I think what it is that you have to be structured and detailed and patient to understand. But I think people are already, it's like math or statistics. When you already have math or statistics, you're like, ugh, I don't want to eat that class, right? So your brain's already like saying no. So by the time you get into the class, you're already stressed out. You don't even want to do it. You don't understand. Nothing has started yet. Like literally nothing has started yet. Calm down. What I like about you is that you take real world situations, relate it to the class of theory, and said, okay, now do it. That's one thing I've been watching your class when you're teaching, because I had to watch your class as your dean in the past, and you're good at it. So what I wanted to get people, right, is what are some other tax tips that they could actually get? Because not only we're going to be doing a mini masterclass on Tuesday that will give them at least 30 minutes of really detailed information on what you can do, but we're going to have a master class after this mini class soon too. So what are some of the things that you talk about on those classes that you're going to be teaching?
When it comes to taxes and you're an entrepreneur, a sole proprietor is also what it's called, you will be filling out a Schedule C for your tax return. And the expenses that you get to write off. Track your mileage. Nowadays, we have the app Now, I used to have to do this by hand, but you got an app and you can track. You track the mileage, basically do tracking off your charge card most of the time on your charges for gasoline. It is taking it from not your home, but it's taking it from the first location. So one of the things my clients used to do is they'd have a P.O. box. They would go to the post office first. Then they go to their client. They did that every day because you can't use the mileage from your home to the client. It has to be another place first. That was a restriction. But your automobile expenses, the repairs, tune-ups, tires, they're writable. And you know darn well, today's world, since we are on internet more than anything, you can do some travel. And travel, by the way, is not limited. I mean, airline tickets, when you have to go see a client that's on the other coastline, airline tickets, and every penny that you spend, literally, hotel, the meals, oh, rent a car, all of it, every bit of it is writable and it's expenses and it's called travel. Another factor, your office expenses. Yeah, you still use ink pens. I'm a bearer of bad news here. Pencils. Oh, yes. We have saved many trees. They're sitting in my printer. You will have factors you're going to have to print out. Buying your printer. Most printers are not expensive anymore. It's expensive. Yes, I know it's expensive, but when you've been through my time, a printer was $5,000 on up. So printers today, laptops as well, you can do them as direct write-offs and not depreciate. What depreciation, since I mentioned it, is when you take and buy an automobile through your company. Yes, you cannot take off your payment every month. It's not writable. You have to do it through depreciation at the end of the year. If you lease an automobile, by the way, direct write-off. Everything on that particular leased vehicle is a write-off. The tires, the lease payment, the insurance. Your insurance is writable if you're buying the car. But these are the bits and pieces that you do during your year. And your tax return, by the way, is a reconciliation. Okay? It's what you have done all year long. And you're just reporting it to bigger mommy and daddy, is what it is. They want to know how well you did. That's basically all it is. Every bit of information that you receive, everything about mortgage, your mortgage interest, property tax, all of that is recorded and also recorded to the IRS. It's reported in.
Wait, I have a
Almost
question.
everything today is reported in.
Car insurance, is it 100% of the payment as deductible or is it only a portion?
If you're using the car full time in your business, it will be totally writable.
I'm taking
Okay.
notes, okay?
Dr. CJ at the moment is taking notes. Taking notes. My boss is taking notes.
I'm like, accounting is
We've
not my
done this
thing.
so frequently.
Marketing is my thing, not accounting, okay? Or taxes for that matter. Shoot.
Oh, I like that. You do the marketing, I'm coming to you. I have
Right.
not done the social media, but I put it in one of my chapters on how to do marketing and social media.
Listen, taxes and stuff.
I took my
this is your
shot
thing,
at it.
right? That's the reason why you're in Level Up Academy, is because we need to collaborate on everything. And even though I am high level understanding of accounting and certain business structures, I I'm not an expert. I will bow down any day, anytime to you because I have no idea how that works. And so this is where you come in. You're like, okay, teach me, Michelle. I need more information. Okay, car insurance. Now, I have a question. What if you just started your business, just like most of our friends, and we need to lease a car for our business? How do we open an account that is credit lined, or is it based on, I'm still so confused about that because everything that I do right now for my business is just everything is personal. Like, how do you, I even have a Dun and
Yes.
Bradstreet number, but how do you actually say, hey, I really need to establish my business, right? So how do I take that to the next
Yes.
level where I can use my business to buy or rent or
Business
even
card.
lease a
Yeah.
car? Yeah, how do we do that?
Well, if it's credit card, get in touch with the credit card company for business. It's better to go down the business line. Find a phone number, the internet, the contact us. They have it usually in two separate positions. One's for personal and one is for business. And they will give you the information of what they require from you. It's the years have gone by and mostly they haven't changed much in it. I mean, quote unquote, they've been very kind not to change much, but you need to establish credit, and a credit card is really the best way to do it, to establish credit for your business. Look for Slate. I had them. I got a credit card for my business. Oh, it's a blue card. It's got gray on it. If only I could think of the name of the card. It it's
Is it
business,
American
and
Express?
it was
Is it
Slate.
American Express?
No,
Amex, American
I
Express? No,
didn't
it's
have
not.
American.
American Express
No,
actually
uh,
is really high interest. So most people, and they don't accept American Express because their interest is so high and their percentages is so high that
yes,
most people don't even deal with American Express anymore. And so now
no,
people either use
American.
PayPal
That's
or
right.
Stripe. Yeah.
Um, look under Capital. Look under Visa. Look under. Basically, today, the differential is look for business cards. Look for credit cards that are for businesses, like strictly businesses, and see if they have them. But MasterCard does, Visa does, and Visa, Master. I don't use American Express because American Express started out with the fact that it's a charge card, but at the end of the month, you had to pay the whole
Thing.
thing
Yeah.
off. There
Yep.
is no carry on American Express. So find yourself in another country and you just spent $10,000 that week, and you have to call home office at the mainland here and have them pay the 10 grand. And you got to come up with 10 grand. Therefore, you run a line of credit with your bank for these emergencies. So this is how you do. And one, you do need a business checking account,
Yes.
and the bank that you work with, definitely check with the bank you work with and see if you can get a credit card with them. And you can always increase your balances because your revenues will increase, but you will work at it to make it increase, just like CJ does, definitely in marketing. Oh, yeah. See, it's a new design on social media design on internet. It's a whole new design because I did marketing back in the day and it was foot. My feet were at the ground all the time, 10 hours a day. I needed to market a CD and I was all over the place, physically driving in Los Angeles, if you can imagine
Yeah.
that. When you
Yeah.
get to the
Doors,
beach,
walking
you don't go
doors.
you don't go anywhere when you get to the beach because a lot of record mom and pop shops and a lot of used records, awesome, you can get some very good deals, and they were along the beach line. So when you park, you hope they don't come by
Yeah, that's true
and
because
give
you were
you a ticket.
extremely. Yeah, that's true.
So
Wow.
that's what I like about CJ, because she just automatically walked right on over to social media and never thought about it. But your business, like everybody else's business, go for that business credit card. Establish your credit. And the best way is through the business card. It
Yeah,
really is than trying to do a line of credit or anything else. But we can work out of our homes now. It is totally acceptable, and absolutely do it. I mean, get on the internet and work it through, study it down, par it down. And by the way, the internet will produce you an Excel spreadsheet for every transaction that was done on your website and every credit that was done on your website. And yes, you can go in to your website and you can draw down money and put it in to your bank account, which is called a draw when you are in a sole proprietor. And no, the draw is not taxed at all. Drawing accounts are not taxed. Don't get the impression that because I took $25,000 out, I'm going to get taxed on it. No, it is not. All it does is 20 makes your value of your company $25,000 less. That's all. When you do a draw, the value of
yeah,
the company just drops $25,000. Outside of that, uh, you actually do well. Even on your slowest of days, you do well overall. At the end of the week, you will really do well. It's just depending on how often and frequent you can work your business. And by the way, as a sole proprietor, and I've done taxes, set yourself hours. Please set yourself hours. If you're working a full time job and you definitely have a partner and you have family, you can have fur babies, you can have fish in the tank. Spend it just 2 hours in an evening. CJ's, yeah, I can see CJ. Oh, yeah, CJ just spends 2 hours. Seriously. So that you can get yourself a schedule, because you'll find yourself up until midnight or so, and you won't realize in 2 hours you got to go to work. This is something that can really take over, but you're in the building process, and this will in every way help you. It's just you need to put down the hours. If you're working 2 hours, do an egg timer if it takes it. If it takes an hour at a time, you need the egg timer, because you need to spend time with your family. You need to spend time with friends. You need to get the word out verbally and physically in your community, as well as on your social media community. And definitely setting hours on your new project that can turn into being your permanent, absolute job you've wanted all your life. Go for it, but do put time limits on it. Don't talk to CJ about this. I know how CJ does this. I've done it. I've done it. I've been 3 o'clock in the morning. I've done it. I know. I
yeah.
know
I'm
where it can take.
horrible. I'm horrible
And
that when it comes to time. I do
well, I've
want
been.
to know when it comes to, like, we talked about expenses, we talked about cars and leasing, we talked about credit cards. Is there any other thing that when it comes to taxes, any tips that you can provide for our viewers, especially the ones that are doing team replay, on what else can you actually like benefit, like something that you can do? Like some people will say, okay, you need to pay quarterly, right? Or you need to pay annually. Is there a limit of like, if you make $30,000 or $50,000 in your business, you got to do quarterly? Or, because an LLC is pass through taxation, just like sole prop. So you can literally roll it over to your own personal taxes. So, like, is there a way? Because, like, for example, um, for me, I only do like yearly, right? But should I be doing it
Yes.
quarterly or should I be doing it annually? Like, what's your take on that?
Okay. to explain what CJ is asking, she was talking about a limited liability company. It's called an LLC. It is a partnership. It has rules that whatever money you walk in and invest into the company, that means $250 or $2 million. That is all you're responsible for in a court of law. Okay? Period. They can't go after you for any more money. And hers, LLCs, is a separate tax return. It's a partnership. It's on a 1065. You do up the entire return, but each partner in that return is a K1. They will receive their information on that K1, and it is determined by a percentage. Each one that is in, it can be divided out. 4 people, 25% apiece. You get the gist of it. 6 people, yes, as long as it adds up to 100%. Now, when it comes to sole proprietorship, your personal tax return, if she has one, her K1 will go report on her 1040 tax return. A Schedule C covers the sole proprietorship. What this is about when it comes to the Schedule C, it's about profit or loss. It's the bottom line. It is taking the revenues and subtracting all your expenses and coming out with a number. That number is what you're taxed on. That's why I said you can take it called a draw. You can take money out of your company, but you're not going to get taxed on that money. It's going to be taxed on your profit and loss because a draw goes on a balance sheet. It doesn't go into that income statement is what it's called. It doesn't have anything to do with it. So to clear it up, many a times we'll have a good year and oops, we have to pay money on that. It's part of our income. Okay, my husband made quite a bit of money this year. He got another job, so his W-2 was high, and he withdrew in his Social Security and his income tax accordingly. But then we have this business that we started up. Now that net income is positive and it's a bit big and it is now part of our income. So our income just went up and it's got to be accommodated for. There's no taxes that's paid, so we have to create estimated taxes. Every 3 months, you're going to pay X amount of dollars. You'll do it 4 times a year. You'll do it by April 15th at the beginning of the year. You'll do it by June 15th. The second payment, the third payment, September 15th. And the fourth payment is done by January 15th. It is, once you do it, you'll probably pay money to begin with. You'll probably have to pay on your taxes. A computer system will automatically set up your estimated tax payments, and it's based on last year, which is 2023. It'll be based on that. And then, of course, you've got to pay attention to your 2024. How is your income doing? Is it more than last year or is it less? If it's more, you're going to have to put a few more bucks into your estimated tax payment. But they're called estimated tax payments. They are there to help you along through the year to pay money so you're not so overwhelmed at the end of the year. And if you haven't noticed, Christmas comes at the end of the year. It is kind of hard to be a giving Santa Claus, Mrs. Santa Claus, an elf, all the nieces and nephews, the seasonal fun, and then get hit with, I owe that much. Whoa. Yeah, that's not what you're in for this. That's not why you're doing any of this. This is to help you out. If you absolutely decide to move off of a steady job with a W-2 and take your company up the ladder, it'll take time. It isn't something that happens overnight, but we do have the internet.
True.
Seriously.
Yeah, that's true.
We do have electronic. You do international on social media. Anything you do with internet, with e-commerce is what it's called. do your business on it, whether it's service or not. You do product on it. You want to do service. I have had students that literally got on social media, have never worked Facebook, got in it, found out how they could produce a bit of an advertisement and do it for 25 miles around their hometown, and they lost their job, and they were really in a hard position. So he's an auto mechanic, so he took it home to his garage, and he did that, and suddenly he started getting responses. He's getting phone calls, people showing up. Then he had to take it from his garage into industrial and lease space. Then he tried the 50-mile around their city, and now he's got a very fast flowing business. He's got 2 sons in his business. They are working through high school, learning the auto mechanics. They're learning the books. Daddy went to school. I had
Learn
a
it.
big class.
That's right. That's one thing I
Oh,
love about
yes.
it. It's practical. It's practical approach on what else can I do for my business to do that. Now, my last question for the evening really is, for tax purposes, is it better to do a C Corp, an S Corp, or an LLC?
I have done, because all of mine have been small because of the design of being, a bookkeeper. I'm not a CPA, therefore I'm not working with public corporations that literally you can charge hundreds of $1,000s to do their work. I didn't want to go there. I'm a bit different. I wanted to work with people face to face. I wanted to work with people so they can support themselves, their family. If anything should not go well on the other side of the coin in a very steady job, it happened to my own father. And that's why I do what I do, is the face to face. Sole proprietorship, everything that you have personally, your name, all of it, buying a home, your automobiles, it's totally at risk, absolutely at risk of being sued. They can take every bit of it, and you busted for it. Don't ever second guess yourself. Everything you've got, you work for. Believe me, if it was given to you, it's already put in a design by the people that passed it to you, and you've been with attorneys. There's a lot involved. When you go to LLC, I use LLCs because the money that I put in and the partners, by the way, partners, you have a second partner, you can do the LLC 1065 partnership. But they changed a rule and said if you do LLC and there's only one, you have to do the Schedule C. That does not make me happy. So I always have another partner. And I prefer LLCs. The next one is S Corporation. And that means you can have up to 100 partners. And it is governed by corporate law. So you have a bit of a disgruntlement and somebody's suing you, it goes to corporate law. Housed and totally governed by corporate laws. And you're fully protected. They cannot go after you personally until they find a method and technique and avenue with high-priced attorneys. Outside of that, you're protected. A C Corporation, you're fully protected by corporate law. And everything that you've got cannot be touched by your corporation. To a certain extent, you really have to get in deep with an attorney. But I have always, because the cost of putting together a corporation, go to LegalZoom and you can find out how much it costs to do a corporation. LegalZoom for S Corporation, I do my LLCs through LegalZoom. They're very good. I did.
Yeah, I did my LLC by myself.
Figured out how to use my
I should have gone through LegalZoom and I didn't. The only thing I don't like about C Corp is a double taxation, right? Like you get taxed as an individual, whatever you get like as a dividend plus the corporation themselves. What I love about it, it has unlimited shareholders. Like you said, S Corp, you have restrictions on the number of shareholders, like 100 max. With C Corp, there's no limitations, but I
It's
think
100.
other than yeah, other than LLC, I mean, S Corp probably is a good one because you can actually, um, do corporate taxes and things like that, and you're avoiding the double taxation part. It's good for small business, but I don't know if there's really more of a benefit or a better option than an LLC. You see, that's why 'cause some of my friends do S Corp, and I've always wondered, why would you choose an S corp over an LLC? And none of them could tell me why. So, what's your opinion on that?
Okay, the S corporation gives you up to 100 stockholders, and they buy in to the business. That's you can do up to 100. Believe it, when they started S corporation, they only had 10 that you could do in an S corporation. If you've got 10 very wealthy friends that have a couple of million apiece, not a problem. But when you have 10 people, from friends to people that you've met and you want to do business with, that aren't running around with super duper money, S corporation, when it comes to doing your tax return, costs more. An LLC does not. And by the way, LLC with LegalZoom, I paid $600 to have mine put together. So I know the bottom line is 600. So when you look into it, look up limited liability corporate company on the web, look up S corporation on the web. They will show you, there is a chart that shows you how they differentiate and why you do what you do. It will give you a complete full page of like 4 or 5 columns. And because I did it, but I prefer the LLC because uh, my businesses have been very small. They're not something that, I was doing a few million in 1 year on internet. We didn't have it in internet. And I do a lot of books. I meet people now that we have FaceTime and Zoom and StreamYard and Dub. Of boy, you get connection with people real quick and
Yeah.
one on one, and their networking gets very face to face. It's really cool. It's a gift now. It wasn't there back in 2002. People, we didn't have it.
Right? You're like, we didn't have any of
So
those nonsense. But I actually
I
added the
just
QR code. If you guys want to see, this is coming from the IRS. So it's not like it's some blog somewhere. Literally, the IRS will have explanation for you on all of the business structure. So there's sole prop, partnership, corporation, S Corp, and of course the LLC. It'll have a definition for you on how to do that. And it also has like operating a business, closing your business, type of online learning. Like they have everything. So if you go and scan that QR code, it gives you to the IRS legal site. Dr. Michelle, thank you so much for your time today. We are going to see you again. You're so popular this month. On Tuesday at 10 a.m. PST. And we look forward to having you and also learning more about taxation and accounting. This time we're going to talk about accounting on Tuesday on how to keep your books together. I hate putting my books together and all the receipts, and I don't even know where I put them, quite honestly. So I feel like, can you just look at my bank statement and the end of story? Like, it's a mess. Like, it's a mess. So we're going to see
it's
you on
bookkeeping.
Tuesday,
It's
right?
about how to understand bookkeeping. It's
True.
bookkeeping, how to understand it, how not to memorize it, photographic memory. Those gifts are for other areas. Accounting is something that, with those gifts, I've got so many students have those gifts, literally got into understanding. They walk and talk it in 4 weeks. And they just and they've started businesses. And I've got students that contact me about, okay, I am this big now. I have 10 employees. Oh, cool.
Right? We're like,
Payroll is Payroll is outside. Get an outside source. ADP, Paycheck. Even there's a company called Heartland. Look it up. It's worth it because they produce everything the IRS needs for your wages of employees, even if you have one employee. Put them on a W-2 and do an outside, and it's worth everything because I use them. Seriously, I may have been doing this all those years. I stopped doing payroll. And now that they have the payroll services, absolutely. It's on speed dial. I don't have an
Yes.
employee. It's on speed dial
You're like
because
Siri,
everything is correct.
Coral Heartland, right? You're gonna be like
Oh,
Siri,
speed dial.
Coral
It's
Heartland. Oh my gosh. I
yes,
wanted
definitely.
before we end, I wanted to give a shout out to my sister Danielle because she has our book actually on curiosity based website. And Julie Pam, thank you, ma'am, for putting our books in there. We appreciate you so much. It's this book right here, and it's this book right here. So if you haven't bought it, go get it right now because literally you have until next week Sunday, and then any purchase after Sunday, it's probably not gonna get printed for you guys because as soon as I take it off of Amazon, anything that's pending on printing, it won't go through. So make sure you guys will buy it at least by
Mm-hmm.
Thursday, by Thursday of next week for sure, so that when I take it out by Sunday, you'll still have yours printed, period. I might give it a couple of days for printing, but anything after Sunday's, after Sunday's pay, like after Sunday's purchase, you might not get the book printed and you're going to have to wait for a couple of weeks to get it to you. And it will be for a little bit of a higher price as well because of the distribution channel. Well, Michelle, Dr. Bose, I love you. You know this. And I will see you on Tuesday,
Oh, yeah.
ma'am. And I cannot wait to learn more. I'm literally taking notes while you're talking. So this is wonderful.
Oh boy, you're taking notes.
Me taking
Oh,
notes. I love it. I'm
welcome
like,
to my class.
right? I love it. Well, thank you so
I
much. I
got
will see you in a bit. Just stay in the room, okay?
yes.
All right.
Okay.
Guys, that was so amazing. I learned so much. I never thought I could learn more, but I can. Accounting, I love them. I teach some of the basic accounting, but when it comes to advanced accounting and all of the things in IRS and taxation, and I have no clue on that one. That's not my expertise. That's Dr. Bose's expertise. She helped a lot of people and a lot of our students create their business, make sure that their business is up and running. It doesn't beat 50 years of experience, cannot be beaten. Sorry, it's just not happening, right? And that's why she is in my team. Anyhow, I love you guys so much. I will see you on Wednesday. I'm like, wait, when is my thing? Wednesday. Tomorrow, I'm gonna actually plug in my MP3 in Spotify and iHeart. It's been since February that I did it because of this book. I've been on pause. I'll have announcements coming up for people who are on Business Insider. I'm also going to work on the Level Up Circle magazine. It's on pause for a little bit because of the book as well, but we're going to get it in. And I'm hoping that I can get the magazine SEO scored, and I guess the magazine that I'm going for actually has access to Apple News. So I was like, what do you do? So I'm working on your SEO for whoever on this first initial magazine. Your name will pop up somewhere on Google, and hoping that I can put you guys on Apple News. So we'll see how that goes and through another publication. But I love you. I will see you Wednesday. Bye, everybody. See ya. Thank you for watching. Level